Okay, well, basically, like I started off a moment ago, to pique your interest, I'm going to jump to the end of the talk and tell you what I do when I go to court. The very first thing I do with the court, before I even enter the court, I suspend the judge. The judge may not make any decisions whatsoever. He cannot make a decision against me. He cannot make a decision for me. If he makes a decision against me, I'll issue a court order vacating his decision. If he makes a decision for me, I'll issue a court order vacating his decision. If I like the decision, I'll issue another order granting it. But I do not let the judge make any decisions at all, not one. Okay? Not on his own. There is one case, and that case is on this CD, where the judge didn't get the message, and he issued a second decision after I had vacated his first decision. And by the way, when I vacate a decision, I don't just do like judges do and issue orders. What I do is I have an introduction to the order, which is a small course in law for the judge to read. I don't care about the attorneys. But it's written for the judge. It's written on his level, and it educates him as to why it is that I'm number one and he's number two. Then I give him the order. Okay, he gets it as a package. Now, there was one judge who didn't get the message. So what I did was I fined him for contempt of court. Okay? The Founding Fathers really understood abuse of power. They had it up to their eyeballs with Mr. King. The old King George up there, he really was having a good time with all his military coming over and harassing us, killing our people, raping them, robbing them, and not getting convicted, not punishing his soldiers. We had it. I mean, and if you want to understand the situation, just go back and read the Declaration of Independence. That's a wonderful statement of what the problem was about and why we reacted to King George. We didn't want to leave the king. We were very loyal as a people. But there were the abuses. The Founding Fathers understood this. Well, they didn't really understand it. They first tried the Confederacy. That didn't really work so well. So the Constitution was a second attempt at it. Now, in my opinion, the Constitution is one of the finest documents ever created. But it's being ignored. You see problems around you today, in my opinion, they're not because of the Constitution, they're because the Constitution is being ignored. And why is it being ignored? Because ignorance is rampant now. They do not teach civics in school anymore. The very first school that was mandatory, public school, the very first mandatory public school was populated under military supervision. The children were escorted to the school against the parents' wishes by the military, not the police, but the military. Now, why was it so important for the federal government, or whatever government was that brought the soldiers out, why was it so important for them to go to that extreme, which basically was illegal, unconstitutional? Well, because the key to population control is mindset, and they had to get them in. From the 1850s to the 1950s, they gradually stripped out the subject of civics and replaced it with a new subject called American government. Has anybody seen that in school? Okay, what's the difference? Civics, if you look it up in the dictionary, it says something to the effect that is that branch of political philosophy that concerns personal rights. It does not concern government, it concerns personal rights. They quit teaching that. Now, I want you to understand, when the Constitution was formed,